In building houses and other structures, we often see workers use framed wire screen to separate stones from sand before it is mixed with cement. They want the sand to be as fine as possible before they mix it with the cement. This will result to a better cement mixture, resulting to stronger walls, flooring, and foundation of any building. On the other hand, carpenters love to sip coffee early in the morning before starting to work. They usually brew coffee and use cloth to filter the insoluble ground coffee from the liquid. These two processes of separating mixtures involve filtering and sieving that will be discussed in this module. Separating technique of insoluble solid from a liquid is done with the use of a cloth or filter paper. A common example that uses cloth or filter paper is when brewing coffee in the morning. When separating two solid materials where one particle is fine and the other is coarse, one uses a strainer. Here are the other techniques of separating mixtures that involve the following. Filtering. Solid and liquid components can be separated with the use of filter paper or filter cloth as a medium in which liquid passes through a filter paper, leaving insoluble solid material in the medium. Sieving. Sieving is a method in which two or more components of different sizes are separated from a mixture on the basis of the difference in their sizes, which uses a sieve. One of the main ingredients in cooking food is salt. Salt serves as an important element in our planet because of its many uses. We often see the crystal white color that adds savor to our everyday meal. The salt is also used as component of other products sold in the market. But, have you ever wondered how salt is made? In this module we are going to learn about evaporation process and its examples. Heat is an important component to our environment as it makes green things live and grow abundantly. The presence of the sun's heat serves as the main source of energy in our planet as it brings many uses to the biotic known as living things. And abiotic are non-living things, components of our surroundings. As heat is used by animals and plants as the main source of energy, it is also useful in so many things in the process of evaporation as one of the techniques in separating mixtures. Evaporation. Evaporation is a process of separating mixtures which involves heating the solution until the solvent evaporates, leaving behind the solid residue. Heat, being the main component in this process, separates the mixtures of solid from a liquid. As liquid goes in the air in a form of gas when heated, changing liquid to gas is an example of physical change. Some examples of evaporation are boiling water, drying clothes, and drying of wet roads after heavy rain. There are many ways of separating components of mixtures. Heterogeneous mixtures can be separated by physical manipulation. Undissolved solid in liquid can be separated by filtration. Components of suspension can be separated by decantation. Elements in solution can be separated by evaporation or distillation. And mixtures of metals and nonmetals can be separated by magnetism. Substances in different mixtures are usually separated from one another using a certain process method. The method used depends on the type of mixtures. Decantation is a technique used in separating a less dense substance from a dense one. In the process of decantation, the mixture is left undisturbed. When the components are separated, the less dense substance could be removed by scooping using a spoon, or it can be removed by slowly pouring out the less dense substance. Oil in water could be removed using the decantation technique. The fats that float in your sinigang could be removed by decantation or scooping. Some of the mixtures that can be separated by decantation are the following: oil in water, gasoline in water, sinigang with floating fats, mud and water. Have you experienced that your pins mixed up with your talc powder? What technique can be used in separating the pins from the talc powder? Have you tried using a magnet in separating them? Magnetic separation is one of the ways to separate mixture of metals from non-metals. Components of mixtures can be separated in many ways. The method that is being used usually depends on the type of mixture. Metal and non-metal objects can be separated by using a magnet. There is no chemical reaction involved in the separation of components. Metals which are made up of alloy, nickel, or cobalt are easily attracted to the magnet, while non-metals are not. Iron fillings, thumbtacks, staple wire, pins, coins, and needle are some common examples of objects that are attracted to the magnet. When they mixed with non-metals, these could be separated by magnet.